美国名嘴谈中国崛起 No.1
Den Umstand, dass das chinesische Volk ein uraltes Kulturvolk ist, dass die ältesten chinesischen Schriftzeichen beinahe 1000 Jahre älter sind als die 5 Bücher Mose im Alten Testament. Die chinesische Kultur ist heute mindestens 4000 Jahre alt. Die Schriftzeichen stammen aus dem Jahre 3000 vor Jesus Christus.
Ist Alter ein Wert an sich? Kann eine Kultur nicht auch überaltert sein?
Das Faszinierende ist, dass dieses uralte Kulturvolk plötzlich zu einer Vitalität erwacht, mit der heute vor 30 Jahren niemand in Amerika und niemand in Europa gerechnet hat. Die sind nicht überaltert, die sind voller Kraft.
Warum?
Das ist auch für mich ein Rätsel. Sie unterscheiden sich in einem Punkt von allen anderen Kulturvölkern der Welt. Nämlich, es gibt keine das ganze chinesische Volk deckende gemeinsame Religion. Die Inkas, die Mayas, die Ägypter, die alten Griechen, die Römer, alle hatten sie ihre Götter. Später einen Gott. Der Islam hat einen Gott. Wir haben die heilige Dreieinigkeit. Die Chinesen haben dergleichen nicht. Das ist ein ganz grundsätzlicher Unterschied zu allen anderen Hochkulturen der Welt. Vielleicht hat das etwas zu tun mit der Frage, mit der Erklärung der Dauerhaftigkeit dieser Kultur.
Also eine säkuläre Kultur im Grunde.
Nicht ganz säkular. Immerhin ist schon bei Konfuzius vom Himmel die Rede. Aber das bleibt sehr unbestimmt und nicht personifiziert. Nicht ganz ohne religiöse Vorstellung. Es hat immer auch buddhistische Einflüsse gegeben, aus Indien kommend. Es hat immer auch islamische Einflüsse in späteren Jahrhunderten gegeben. Es hat auch christliche Einflüsse gegeben in den letzten 500 Jahren. Aber im Grunde ist China seit Jahrtausenden ein säkulares.
No.2
For generations, China has built 500 entire cities from scratch, moved the majority of their huge population from poverty to the middle class, and mostly cornered the market in 5G and pharmaceuticals. Oh, and they bought Africa. Their new Silk Road initiative is the biggest infrastructure project in history, indebting not just that continent, but large parts of Asia, Europe, and the Middle East to the people who built their roads, bridges, and ports. If you want to go anywhere in the world these days, you better have a yen for travel. Yen for travel. Oh, stop it. In China alone, they have 40,000 kilometers of high-speed rail. America has none. Our fastest train is the train that goes around the zoo. China sees a problem, and they fix it. They build a dam. We debate what to rename it. That's why their airports look like this, and ours look like this.
No.3
Do you think that the Chinese don't know that we can't land a spaceship on the dark side of the moon? Do you think the Russians don't know that for the first time since John Glenn was sent up to orbit this planet, America cannot put a person into space without asking the Russians to do it? Do you think the rest of the world doesn't know that we're not investing in our infrastructure? That we're not investing in the young generation of Americans? That we're willing to lose the race for artificial intelligence to the Chinese? That we're going to break all of our long-standing alliances since World War II at a moment when China is rising? The China's GDP has quadrupled since 2001, tripled since 2003, doubled since 2009. Do we think that no one in the rest of the world knows all that about us?
No.4
No motorways at all. And now, 30 years later, it has 84,000 miles of them. That's more than any other country in the world. they're only just getting into their stride. Since 2011, they've been building 6,000 miles of motorway every year. 6,000 miles a year! It beggars belief, and it's not like the terrain is easy. Here, though, there ain't no mountain high enough, and there ain't no valley low enough to stop them. This bridge, for example, is 34 miles long. And then there's this one, the Douge-Beipanjian Bridge. You could fit the London Shard underneath it.
Number 5.
We used to be very, very poor. Now we're not poor, and some are middle class, some are even wealthy. So what a fantastic story for mankind, and what a good lesson for other countries. In the last 10 years, the U.S. has been building 500-mile stretch of high-speed rail between San Francisco and Los Angeles. It was supposed to be finished by 2017. And many people think the answer is never going to be finished. So in those 10 years, how much high-speed rail did China lay down that's working today? I guess 16,000. And before the 500 miles is finished in the U.S., how much more will be in China? Another 16,000 at least. So in my book, Destined for War, I have in the first chapter called The Rise of China. And I give a short version of a quiz that I give to my students at Harvard. And the question for the heading is called, When could China become number one? And students guess 2030, 2040, and then I show them a second chart which says already. China is already number one. So not only rival the U.S., but surpass the U.S., including as the largest economy in the world, when measured by the best yardstick for comparing national economies, purchasing power parity.
Number 6.
The Olympics provided China with the confidence to not only build on its considerable strengths, but also to address its considerable problems. This much we know. This is a country so vast, a people with lives so varied, and a history so rich and complex that no visitor can fully grasp it. Still, at these games, no advanced degree in international relations was required to appreciate the genuine warmth of the Chinese people, the honest pride in their country, and how seriously Chinese citizens, famous Olympians to everyday men and women, took this chance to show themselves to the world. All Olympics are important to the host city. These games were monumentally important to the host nation, which happens to be home to 1/5 of humanity. All that said, just as these Olympics were significant politically, they were also very significant competitively. And there, Beijing turned out to be among the most memorable Olympics ever. One headline was anticipated before the games began and then verified.
Number 7.
Gloria por la gastronomía, por la antigüedad, por el pasado.
Que me voy a poner un poco más guapo.
Okay.
Pues veo, por ejemplo, un país fuerte y pienso que la gente es muy trabajadora.
Sushi. Sushi no es koala. ¿En qué? Koala. Es un oso de koala que está blanca con negro, no sé. Ah, panda. Pero el sushi no es de China.
Panda.
Las tiendas chinas. La muralla. Dragones, color rojo, como la ciudad.
Number 8.
字塔一样，中国确实在崛起，如同流星般快速向前。我认为前任捷克总统瓦茨拉夫·哈维尔的描述很准确。他说：“这一切发生的太快了，我们甚至还来不及去惊讶。”为了提醒我自己应该有多惊讶，我坐在自己的剑桥的办公室，偶尔会朝窗外望去。这座横跨查尔斯河的桥，它处于哈佛的肯尼迪政府学院和商学院之间。2012年，马萨诸塞州宣布他们将翻新这座桥，预计花费2年时间。可到了2014年还没有竣工。2015年时他们宣布要再花1年。到了2016年，他们又说未能竣工。我不打算告诉大家他什么时候能竣工。 最终，这项工程在去年竣工，实际花费金额是预算的3倍。现在，把这架桥和我上月在北京曾驾驶穿过的一座桥做对比，这座桥叫三元桥。2015年时，中国人决定翻新这座桥。这座桥的交通车道数是建桥的2。
China's economy in the future will most likely be 2 to 3 times the size of the US's. Now, this is not me saying that. This is one of the smartest people in the entire world, Elon Musk. And he's basing this on GDP per capita. The roads, the motorways, expressways, bridges, tunnels, especially tunnels here in Guizhou because of all the mountains here. You can see a mountain over there. Not to mention the high-speed bullet trains, the normal trains, the metro systems that's in almost every single major city, second-tier city, third.